Welcome to Celebrity Tastemakers. I'm Lisa Mateo. From the hottest restaurants to local dives, celebrities always know where to eat, and here's your chance to join them. Come along for the ride as our guests share their favorite meal and the chefs that make them teach you the recipe. That's all part of Celebrity Tastemakers, your reservation to food and fame. She's made us laugh as well as cry, and following her from the stage to the screen is both a joy and a lesson in fabulosity. Sheryl Ralph has done it all, and she isn't done yet. Join us for a ride with a quick detour through Oz as we learn who really puts the D in diva and a heart in her causes. Because Sheryl Ralph isn't only a wickedly modern dream girl, she's also a tremendously talented tastemaker too. Sheryl Ralph, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here with you.
Excited to have you. So where are we going today?
Petrosian, and we are going to have caviar risotto.
Ooh, it's a special one. Let's go.
Yes.
You've performed in all of the arts. Which brings out the best in you?
Absolutely live theater. There's nothing like standing on stage performing for people with no net. But that's not to say that I don't love doing TV, love making movies. But live, there's something just, ooh. I especially love being in a Broadway hit. Wicked's gonna be open forever. And I will be able to do this role till I am 95, like Betty White. I always say I'm gonna be Betty White Black. I'll be working forever. Yes.
It's one of the greatest stories in entertainment history.
It is. There's a thing that all musicals are based upon. Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy gets back girl again. They live happily ever after. And you now put in the fight of good and bad. Somebody lives happily ever after, and one must become better. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that.
Is there a place like Oz in real life?
Yes, it's called home. When you get home, and when it's happy, you say, wow, it doesn't get any better. Dorothy says it, there's no place like home.
Where is home for you?
Wherever I put my hat, wherever I hang my lingerie, yeah. Absolutely. Wherever I get that good feeling, yes, I'm home.
You had Dream Girls in the 80s. Thoroughly Modern Millie 2002, and now Wicked. How has your perspective of Broadway changed over the years?
It's just changed a lot. Dreamgirls back in the day was very much the Hamilton of its day. We defied gravity because people didn't want us there, and Michael Bennett truly, truly fought for us to make the magic. They were like, oh, this is just not Broadway, and then we opened, and everything changed. Then the Tonys came. We won every other Tony except Best Musical. Best Musical went to 9. Now, you know, I look at myself in Wicked. Wicked is an absolute Broadway machine. There will always be Green Girl magic. I'm down for the Green Girl magic. I am down for that person who says, I am defying gravity. I refuse to be held down by somebody else's thoughts of me. I'm going for my own dreams because I am unlimited. I am defying gravity. I love it. Every night she says, something inside has changed. I'm through with playing by the rules of somebody else's game. That's a lyric. That's a way to live your life.
Is that the way you live your life?
That's the way I live my life. I'm not playing by somebody else's rules.
Well, you do. You've written your own parts. You've acted those parts.
How about that?
Sometimes I Cry, that one-woman show.
Thank you.
Is that a different dynamic when you're doing that?
Completely. Sometimes I Cry is artistic activism in action. I was concerned about how people were or were not reacting to the death of women around HIV and AIDS, especially women of color. So if nobody was going to say something, someone had to. And I said, I'm defying gravity on this one. I'm going to write their stories. And I did. One of the presidents heard about my work, and he was actually it was President Bush, and he was very, very concerned about AIDS. And he heard about my work, and he sent me around Southern Africa, and it was a major time in my life.
And then directing. You directed your own short film, Secrets.
Oh, wow. I directed Secrets because I really felt that I had a group of peers who, if they were only given the chance to play the roles that were different than what was being written for us in the 1990s, it just started something that made people start looking at us all a bit differently.
That inspired you to direct more?
I love directing. I love directing children more. I'm a Pied Piper for children.
Well, you have 2 kids of your own. You must be the coolest mom ever.
That's what my kids say. I'm not a helicopter mom. I'm an eagle mom. We are gonna fly high and then I'm gonna drop you. You either fly or you fall. Hopefully I did not take you so high that you splatter on the ground. You maybe bump your head and then you fly, but you got to spread your wings and fly.
On TV, people say they've grown up watching you being their mother through the screen. There was Moesha, It's a Living, Ray Donovan,
Yes.
ER. Is there a certain character that is most special to you?
I loved the character that I got to play on Ray Donovan. There was something wonderfully different about Claudette. The fact that I was working with John Voight and we had such chemistry. Chemistry is one of those things, either you have it or you don't. And the two of us just worked so well together.
Is there a character that's most like you in real life?
Probably Dee in Moesha. Then there was Ginger in It's a Living, because I was really just playing myself. And then Dina was me. All of Dina as a young person was all me. When I first met Brandy, Brandy was 14. And I just had such pride in Brandy because I knew the things that I had gone through before. Your first show like that can be a great place to either learn good habits or learn some very bad habits. So to the best of my ability, I was hoping they would go away with some good habits.
Your son Etienne said, in a way, she raised children through the television screen.
Wow. And it's true. I hear that all the time, whether it's young people that grew up watching the show or the number of mothers that have said to me over the years, you really taught me how to be a good mother. Oh, that's like, oh my gosh.
The biggest compliment.
That's such a huge compliment.
You've not only affected people on the small screen, but on the big screen as well. You've had so many memorable movies. The Mighty Quinn, Denzel Washington,
Yes.
Mistress, Robert De Niro.
Yes. Piece of the Action, Sidney Poitier, Villa Capri with Morgan Freeman and Tommy Lee Jones. Oh, wait.
Distinguished
Gentleman with Eddie Murphy. When I look at the movies that I've done and the people that I've co-starred with, it's amazing. When I got to do Mistress with Robert De Niro, I was like, come on, Bobby D, bring it, baby. He and I had a chemistry there as well. And one day, he's very quiet. He looked at me and he said, you're good. You're like, really good. People should know who you are.
Where are people when you need them? When you need some help, they're just not around. You sang that in 1984.
Trevor Lawrence had written this song. In the evening, the real me comes alive. I can feel it. I sang that song. The song refuses to go away. It is always somebody's summer anthem.
You once said Bob Marley is prophetic.
Oh gosh, yes. Don't worry about a thing.
What's the most prophetic thing you've ever said? And it's not, it is wonderful to see me, isn't it?
I love that line. When Glinda comes down in the bubble and said, it is nice to see me, isn't it? I love that! Ah! It would probably be a lyric that I sang. Wonderful, what can I say, but wonderful, and I couldn't have done it alone. I love that line because that's when Dina becomes a big star and she realizes that it's not just about her. She reaches back and she brings her girlfriends to the front with her. You have to remember moments like that in life. It's never all and only about you. It means nothing if you go to the front and you don't bring someone with you.
When was that turning point for you?
Oh, it happens with every big job I get. I'm always becoming. I don't think I've ever reached. Even today, I'm still getting there. Celebrity tastemaker. I am a tastemaker.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, you are. I love it.
After the break, join us in the kitchen.
Welcome back to Petroleum.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
Alex.
you so much for coming.
Thank you. Please meet my new friend, Lisa Mateo. She is ready for the caviar experience.
Richard's ready for you.
Ah, on y va.
Right this way in the kitchen.
Get ready for a culinary experience. This is Chef Richard Farnab, and he's going to show us how to make caviar risotto. Now, there are different types of caviar, cooking versus not cooking.
The caviar for cooking is the caviar we can use with high temperature. They just have to come to us, and we are going to give it to her the right caviar.
The right caviar.
The right caviar. We have experts upstairs going to let you know which caviar you are going to use for your caviar risotto, or is for degustation, or for something else.
Now, you mentioned caviar risotto, but I see potatoes.
Yes, well, regular risotto is made with rice, and we change the rice with potatoes. So we are going to use the same technique of the regular risotto, but we are going to switch from the rice to the potato. Because it's a caviar risotto, the regular risotto is cooked with white wine. We are going to cook the risotto with vodka.
Everything's better with vodka.
And caviar.
And caviar. You have each of the potatoes cut into these perfectly little balls.
Here we have a spoon with a clean potato. We just scoop them.
How does using potato affect the cooking time of the recipe?
Way quicker. With the regular rice, it's about 20 minutes. Here with potato, we can go to 5 or 6 minutes, depending on how much you want your potato, tender or al dente.
What ingredients do you have here?
Shallot. We are going to use olive oil, Parmesan cheese, crème fraîche, of course caviar and vodka, and the secret ingredient is the caviar cream.
And what goes inside this caviar cream?
Regular caviar with cream, cooked very, very low temperature for a very long time, about 24 hours, so we extract the maximum flavor to get that little cream.
Now, how do we put all this together?
Okay, so we are going to start with the olive oil, add the shallot. Sweat the shallot, that means take off the water, because you don't want any acidity in it.
And you use shallots opposed to regular onion.
Because it's sweeter. Adding the potato. We're cooking the potato slowly, a minute or two, because we want the potato to be tender. We are going to seasoning with a little bit of salt and cayenne. You don't want the potato to be flat.
So even though you have the salt in the caviar, still
Yes.
use a little bit more salt.
I'm using cayenne for all vegetable and fish. I don't use black pepper. Black pepper is too harsh. I just like a little bit of spiciness on the bottom of your tongue. Stirring. Of course, we cook them with no coloration. We don't want them to burn. Now, the vodka. So that means we are going to have a little bit of flambé because we want to cook the alcohol. Now we are going to have the caviar cream. Boom. Caviar cream is going to help to cook the potato. So now we are going to let them cook very slowly, like a regular risotto. We add the Parmesan cheese. About 4 minutes cooking, and we are going to top it with crème fraîche and caviar.
Can't wait to try it.
Very well.
Thank you. I'm going to meet Sheryl at the table.
My pleasure. Thank you.
There's room for you at the table when we come back. She is in heaven right now.
Yes, I am.
There are different types of caviar.
Definitely. And we choose specifically the caviar that will play on the dish, as well as every other ingredient. So the caviar is just not a topping that we put on
Yes.
it. It's a part of the recipe.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
The building is exceptional in itself.
We love the building. It was built in the 1900s, and is one of the only building in New York that has this beautiful ornate facade. We feel very lucky to be in this building because there is a picture taken of this front door, every minute. So it's really a beautiful place.
There's a great American musical, Gypsy, and the character says, I need a little Christmas right this very moment. No matter what time of the year you walk past Petrosian, it's like having a little Christmas,
Thank
a
you so
little
much.
It's truth.
Thank you.
I'm having my Christmas right now. Happy birthday, Happy New Year.
Well, you have Christmas almost every week. You know, my father says all the time that, of course, we sell caviar, but the caviar is one of those luxury gone after you eat them. So what we sell is the memory of the caviar, not only the caviar.
It's true. And I think more and more, life is about the experiences. We spend so much money on things. We have to have more memories, more experiences.
That's true.
That's why I love this. And I am not forgetting this vodka gelée right here. Watch me love it.
The risotto.
Yeah, the risotto is definitely very nice. Dig in.
Ooh,
Perfect.
I love it.
And each caviar has its own specific taste.
Its own texture, its own taste. Different species of sturgeon will yield different type of caviar. For example, an Osetra caviar will yield a caviar that's a little lighter on the yellow tone and have a very distinct nutty type of flavor. On the opposite, the Kaluga would have very large gray eggs and have a very pristine flavor, very balanced, almost like a breath of fresh air in the ocean view. You know, this breathy type of salty type of environment. Very, very interesting.
It's a light salt.
Very light
Right.
salt. And the more the caviar is mature, the less you're going to feel the salt. And we mature the caviar, so the salt has time to be swallowed by the eggs. So when you have the caviar in your mouth, the salt is not the first thing you have in your mouth. You have the eggs, you burst the eggs, and then you mix with the salt. We mature it between 3 to 8 months, depending on the species, on the type of caviar and all that.
Now, when you're not having caviar, I hear
Yes.
you like to cook your mother's Jamaican recipes.
I absolutely do. And once again, we go back to fish, but we fry the fish crisp in Jamaica. And we eat it with something called bami, a cassava crisp,
Yeah.
and you soak it in milk, you season the milk. That's a poor man's version of the toast.
Oh,
Exactly.
cool, very cool.
And then you fry your cassava bami, and you have your fish and your bami. And I think the bami is probably rough because if you have fish bones, you swallow the bami and wash down the bones.
goes right down.
Oh, this is delicious.
And you see, it's cared for exactly as it was a risotto. We cook it exactly the way you cook a risotto, except the pearl will actually soak up this flavor, this broth with caviar, and yield almost the same result as a risotto, except you have this round texture instead of the rice.
And you also have tastings to go.
Oh yeah, we're very flexible. So if, for example, you have a show, we'll deliver it right to
there
your
you
door.
go.
We're all about service.
He says that they're all about service. Service is sometimes a thing that people forget. That service is part of the experience.
Now explain to us the special spoon.
The mother of pearl spoon is designed for caviar specifically. It has a very smooth texture, so the caviar doesn't hold to it, and it has absolutely no type of flavor, no type of smell or anything like this. So when you eat your caviar, it's absolutely as close as you can be to the caviar itself.
Okay, so watch
Here
this.
we go. Okay.
Dig in,
Yes. Now this is an experience.
burst the eggs with your tongue on your palate, let the magic happen, and then eat a little bite
And
of.
then take a little bite.
It's the type of flavor that you cannot stop eating.
That's right.
I think everybody can enjoy caviar. Not everybody can enjoy all type of caviar. So some caviar are a little specific, some caviar are a little strong.
Some caviars are just perfect.
Exactly.
Thank you. Alex,
Right?
I love this.
What does
This
he
one
think?
is nice, huh? I
very
knew you're going to love.
She might have a new favorite.
It plays on everything we love. The sea, the land, and
Yeah.
the caviar, and of course a little gold on top of it. What else we could add to a dish that has everything already?
A little champagne, Alex.
That's it.
That's what you
it.
can add.
A little
That's what we
champagne.
can add to it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us on Celebrity Tastemakers, where you always have a reservation for food and fame. For complete recipes and additional clips not seen on this show, log on to celebritytastemakers.com. Until we eat again, I'm Lisa Mateo.
Cause every little thing is gonna be all right. You gotta go for your dreams and stop acting like they're not gonna come true and start believing that they will come true. But you gotta take action.
Do you like Sheryl or Sheryl Lee?
Goddess. Zoom in. Yes. And that's why the angels are playing.
What is this?
I didn't turn my phone off. She's a bad witch.
She's rich.
As wicked as I was the good witch. See that? I'm talking about it, and we are looking at that sign right now. I didn't even realize we were coming up this street. Look at it. Wicked, staring me right in my face. Divinely inspired, victoriously alive, awesome, audacious, and if it were Sunday, anointed. Diva.
We did it, baby!